It doesn't feel like it, but Wuthering Waves patch 3.1 is about to enter its second phase, and that means LUUK HERSSEN's banner is coming very soon. So for all future LUUK mains, it's time to prepare yourself. Not just your astrite, you also need to be ready for the character building process. In this video, I'll help you to break down LUUK's kit and go over the preparations you should make, including echo sets, weapon options, and team synergies. Before we start, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. And now if you have done that, let's get started. LUUK HERSSEN is a 5-star limited character that has an attribute of Spectre and will use Gauntlet as his weapon. His role is going to be the main DPS in the team. Most of LUUK's damage will be considered as basic attack damage and also can respond to Toon Strength interfered, while simultaneously can also inflicting one. His gameplay is more dominant in mid-air. Because of this, without leaving him vulnerable while in the air, he is also capable of having a defensive buff that will make him immune to interruption, as well as decreasing the damage taken while being airborne. He's going to be using his forte to enhance his resonance skill, which can transform into 3 forms, and these attacks will be considered as basic attack damage. While performing the ability, he will gain an increase in his resonance liberation multiplier, whose damage will also be counted as basic attack damage. For his basic attack, he will have 4 stages and deal spectral damage to enemies, and for his skill, it has 2 charges, and LUUK will dash towards the target once it's activated. This can also be used in mid-air. If you perform basic attack stage 3 while in mid-air, it will unlock a new skill. Let's just call this enhanced skill that plays a crucial role in his kit. This enhanced resonance skill will deal basic attack damage and it has 3 forms. The first form of skill, he's going to deal spectral damage, and while doing so, LUUK will reset his basic attack mid-air cycle. As for the second form, he will spin and slash forward, throwing the whirling blade to deal spectral damage. Once you perform these 2 forms of skills, he will unlock the third form, where once activated, he is going to deploy like a solid ichor on the ground. This thing will explode to deal AoE spectral damage after 5 seconds. But as LUUK remains in the air, he is going to unlock his special plunge to immediately detonate his ichor, dealing basic attack damage. Take note that all forms of this resonance skill will deal basic attack damage, and it seems like you cannot perform a quick swap with LUUK, as swapping to other characters will reset the enhanced skill combo back to the basic one. After casting each form of enhanced resonance skill, LUUK will gain 1 stack of buff that will increase his liberation damage multiplier by 20%, up to a maximum of 3 stacks. This liberation has no further effects other than deal AoE spectral damage to nearby enemies. So LUUK only has one forte which has 300 points, where once it's full, each point consumed will increase all of his enhanced resonance skill damage multiplier. You can fill this bar by using basic attacks, his basic and enhanced resonance skill, performing his special plunge, and also bonus 100 points if he uses intro skill. Thanks to one of his abilities, when he's on the team, every other member that casts outro skills and switch to LUUK to activate his intro, LUUK will immediately gain 200 points of forte as well as 12 concerto energy. This effect will only activate once every 24 seconds, which is technically enough for 1 rotation. With this, once LUUK present in the battlefield through his intro skill, he already has a full forte. Meanwhile, his passive, when LUUK deals damage or defeat the enemies that are already inflicted with Toon Strength interfered, he will gain the following effects. First, if LUUK has not yet inflicted them with a special debuff called Perpetuating Daytime, then LUUK will inflict them with these debuffs and immediately follow the same stack as the Strength interfered available. The second, if he already inflicts these 2 enemies, then the stack count will also follow the Strength interfered that enemy has. Every time LUUK casts Toon Break skill to enemies inflicted with Strength interfered, then he will remove all of these special debuffs and will directly inflict another Toon Strength interfered, whose number of stacks will follow the previously removed debuffs. This passive is somehow to make the application of Toon Shift become more consistent. As for his other passive, when he deals damage to an inflicted enemy with Strength interfered, every 10 points of his Toon Break boost will amplify his damage by 5%, up to 30%. If the target has 3 stacks of Strain, then his damage will be further amplified by 15%. So when it comes to LUUK's best echo sets, I think there are 2 options available for him. The first one is going to be the Rite of Gilded Revelation. This will not only give him a 10% spectral damage bonus, but the 5 pieces effect will give him another spectral bonus every time the wearer of the set deals basic attack damage. This lasts for 5 turns and stacking up to 3 times. When the stacks are already full, casting Resonance Liberation will grant the user a 40% basic attack damage. This has no limit, so I guess the buff will be permanent once you cast Liberation for the first time. If you are going to use this set, make sure you use the Twin Nova Nebulous Cannon as your main active echo. This is supposed to be only a cost 3 echo, but we want that passive to be activated to boost LUUK's own personal damage, since it will give him a 12% spectral damage bonus as well as basic attack damage. And then as for the cost 4, you are going to need crit stats. It's either crit rate or crit damage, depends on what kind of weapon you are going to use in the future. As for the cost 3, you can go with both spectral damage bonus or use attack together with the damage bonus. Since Luke is a DPS whose damage is scaled based on attack, then it is recommended to use attack for both of his cost 1. Besides Rite of the Gilded Revelation, you can also aim for 5 pieces Celestial Revelation because it will give him abundant of spectral damage bonus. So in conclusion, these two sets are the best for Luke and you can start farming this from now. Good luck! So for Luke's weapon preparation, it's definitely his own signature gauntlet. It has a base attack of 588 and offers a 24% crit rate to the wielders. As for the passive, it offers a 12% attack. Each time intro skill or resonance skill is cast, the user will get 20% basic attack damage amplification for 6 seconds. Also, dealing basic attack damage will increase the user's spectral damage bonus by 20%, and the wearer's damage will also ignore 10% of the enemy's defense for 4 seconds. But if you have decided that you don't want to pull for his signature, then I suggest you to use his second best option, which is the Pulsation Bracer, the new 5-star standard gauntlet. This is perfectly suited for Luke since it's not only give him a 24% crit rate and 12% attack, but the passive will grant the wearer a 6% basic attack damage bonus every time they deal damage against a target that is affected or inflicted with Toon Strain interfered. This effect will stack up to 4 times and last for 4 seconds. This weapon passive is not just a great pick for Luke from its passive alone, but this weapon is relatively easy to be obtained, since you can literally choose it from the standard banner. Spend some Lustrous-Tide and you will be guaranteed to get it. The good news is that his third weapon option is also accessible through the same method, because the Abbey Surge, the old standard gauntlet, also surprisingly works for Luke's playstyle. It can give him basic attack damage bonus every time Luke casts his resonance skill, but this gauntlet won't give him crit stats like the other two. It only provides him a 36% attack. Other than that, I think there are not any other good options for Luke. Other 5 stars are only good for stat stick, and the 4-star variations are not looking good either. So the conclusion for his weapon option is that, even though there are only 3 kind of gauntlet that works for him, but at least 2 of them could be accessible easily through the standard banner. So before pulling for Luke, you need to know first which character has the potential synergy with him, so that you won't pull him for nothing. Since he is going to need someone that can consistently apply Toon Strain Shift, Linnea is probably going to be the best second DPS in his team. Not only she can inflict Toon Strain, but Linnea basically works almost with any DPS in the game. She offers 15 damage amplification through her outro, all attribute damage bonus from her liberation, and she can give an attack boost to your main carry from one of her best in slot Echo Set. Not to mention Linnea also can give additional Toon Break boost to her whole team member, just something that Luke appreciates even more to maximize the damage amplification from one of his passives. Aside Linnea, don't forget we also have one of the best 4-star that exists in the game. She is Sanhua. Since most of Luke's damage is considered as basic attack damage, then why don't we pair her with this lady whose outro skill can give 38% basic attack damage amp for 14 seconds. As for the sustain and potentially to fill the third slot, Morny is also capable of helping Luke to reach peak performance. Besides the 25% damage amplification from her outro, Luke will benefit from the 40% damage boost that Morny offers, since there will be Strain Interfered inflicted to the enemy within the battlefield. She also offers 50% of Toon level build up rate that is resulted in more frequent Toon Break skills to be activated. This way, with the help of his first passive, Luke can consistently apply Toon Strain Interfered. But I think Shorekeeper can always be an option if you don't have Morny, since she offers a huge crit rate, crit damage, as well as damage amplification that will be appreciated by Luke. So that's all the things that you need to know and prepare for LUUK HERSSEN. His best weapons are his own signature or any gauntlets from the standard banner. His best echo set is the Rite of Gilded Revelation, and his base teams are including Linnea, Sanhua, Morny, or Shorekeeper. I hope this content will help future LUUK mains out there. If you enjoyed and found this video helpful, please support me by hitting the like and subscribe button. Turn on notification as well so you won't missing out on any of my future Wuthering Waves content. So I will see you guys on my next one. Bye bye!